Hi there, Chris Whelan at the Wellington Centre of Business Excellence, building better businesses and better business results. Day 19 of the 20-day journey to make sure that you can grow your business in a financial pinch, or in fact in any situation. The 20 videos, we've done one per day for the last couple of weeks. The 20 videos are designed to give you the tools that you need, 20 different tools, some of which will be directly applicable to you, some of which won't, some of which you'll just store for a while, and you might want to share some of those with other people. And if you do, know, like, subscribe, do all of those good things everyone does with social media, and make sure that we're there to support all of our business community. So today, I want to talk to you about data-driven decision making, right? Data-driven decision making, and clearly that probably doesn't really require too much explanation as to why that's important. The bottom line is if you don't measure something, it's pretty much impossible to manage it, right? If you just have purely qualitative analysis, which is good, but insufficient. If you purely have a qualitative analysis and you can't measure outcomes, you never quite know whether you're on track. The nice thing about data is that it actually does keep you on track. I had a conversation with a client of mine in a different part of the world last night, actually, and we were talking about KPIs and metrics, and he made the point that whilst he uses them all the time, he doesn't treat them slavishly, and I think that's probably right. Don't be totally slavish about it, but you've got to have them. So again, stick with the same formula that we've been using for the last few weeks. 5 strategies around data-driven decision making. Number 1, make sure that you implement data tracking systems. Right? So it's all very well, you could have a fantastic spreadsheet or a fantastic dashboard, but if you don't know how to get the data in the first place, that's a problem. And I'll give you an example of that. I was working with a landscaping business a few years ago, and we designed excellent metrics that they wanted to use, data that they wanted to use, but getting it was difficult for them. And ultimately, they decided not to. Unfortunately for them, I think that had a very negative impact on their business. But they decided not to go for it. And the result is that their profitability went up and down, up and down, up and down. They could never quite keep on track. So that's a negative example of what it means to not have good sources of data. Right? And the point there is that you need to make sure you track have data tracking systems. And the other point is that once you've done it once, you've got the data forever. So make the investment. Don't skimp. Second point, or second strategy, make sure that your KPIs and your metrics are aligned with your business goals. And ultimately, you start with, if you like, a dream, if you like, a vision for where you want your business to be. And then you break that down into closer things, perhaps the next 12 or 36 months. And those goals need to support your vision and support your purpose. But then similarly, your KPIs need to support your goals, right? Because those goals keep you on track as to whether you're going in the right direction. And the KPIs allow you to measure success as to where you are in that journey. So make sure that your KPIs, are aligned to your goals. Strategy number 3, analyze the data for trends. If you're not doing that, if you're just getting the data, maybe you've designed a great system, they're aligned to your goals, but you're not actually tracking them, you're not actually analyzing them, that's clearly not going to help. Right? If you go back to what I said up front, you need to make sure that you can measure so that you can manage, and your analysis is part of your measurement. And how you then respond to that is how you manage. So your response to your analysis, hang on, our leads are going down, our leads are trending down, or our average dollar sale is not where it should be. It's been flat. How do we address that? Well, we could, in that case, you could want to invest in training for your staff to make sure that they push the sale up. If your leads are going down, you might want to look at your marketing. So if you analyze your data on a regular basis, you keep ahead of the curve. And again, if you want to chat further about that, grab some time in my diary, because I'd really be keen to talk to you about what I call the canary in the mine shaft. If you're looking ahead and you're analyzing your data, you then know where you're going so you can respond appropriately. So that's strategy number 3. Strategy number 4, you want to make sure you've got data-driven action plans. Right? So you've gathered your data, you make sure you're measuring it, you're analyzing it regularly, and your KPIs are aligned to your goals. And the next thing is to make sure that, again, you can see a pattern coming through here, right? You need to make sure that your action plans are data-driven as well. So it's not just a question of, stumps up, we think we'll do A, B, and C. No, these are our goals. The KPIs are aligned to the goals. We've got the data. and now we've analyzed it. And so we're making sure that our action plans are also data-driven. They're not just purely, willy-nilly thumbsuck stuff. So because that's really not appropriate, and it's not going to take your business forward. At least it's not going to take your business forward to the extent that you could be going forward. And then strategy number 5, I've said review analyze your data, analyze the results for trends, but similarly, absolutely essential, make sure you're reviewing the data regularly. The example I used a little while ago of the person who decided not to implement the data, let's assume we flip that around and give a more positive spin to it. Assume they had reviewed the data, they've built the systems, they've taken the time and the effort and the money to invest in the systems. If they then don't review the data regularly, and I say regularly, at least quarterly, ideally monthly, and perhaps even some cases, depending on what you're measuring, you might want to do it weekly, because the shorter, just as an aside, the shorter the time span, the more likely that you'll catch anomalies. Now, I say that, but I also am conscious of the fact that if you do it too regularly, you'll get spikes up and down. There'll be too much noise in the data. But what I am saying, you want to review it regularly so that the data stays fresh and stays current. And so you're not drifting off inadvertently, because, the old thing of when you boil the frog or boil the crayfish or whatever it is you're boiling, if you do it slowly and slowly and slowly, eventually you're so far off course and you haven't realized you're off course in the first place. So do make sure you regularly review your data. Now, I'm going to pause there. We've spoken, this is, as I say, item number 19 out of 20, leveraging data-driven decision-making. If you have any questions whatsoever, or if this, you think in your business you might want to look at this, or someone else that might want to, please grab some time in my diary. Let's do it. Let's make sure that your business is ready for 2025, and perhaps equally importantly, finishes 2024 strong. All the best. Have a fantastic afternoon. Bye-bye.